Before we get into it, I do want to say maybe I need to put a strobe warning because I was recording on Tuesday at 8x time lapse. I thought that was going to be slow enough. It really wasn't comparatively because Thursday I do go down to 4x and it's a lot better. I think also it's a little weird depending on what machine I'm doing and the angles I'm getting. Like here on the Ski Erg, the lights overhead, the lights are a bit hazy, and then I'm moving really fast. La la la. Other angles, similar product, similar result, but it's like better saturation, blah blah blah. And like here, 8x is great for this is just a 500 meters sprint, so it goes relatively quick. I think let's say like 3 minutes or whatever. Actually don't know what speed I did this at. I don't know, but you can see my form better, but also it's too fast, right? So again, this is me keeping track of what I did. Then I switch over and I do a 10 minute. I think it was 10 minutes. It should have been 10 minutes. 10 minute sprint. 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Anyway, I think it was 10 minutes. I think this was an AX and this was 10 minutes. Anyway, this vertical form for this machine, vertical format for this machine is not the best either. I really need to have it. Oh my God, landscape for the rower machine, but portrait makes sense for the Ski Erg, right? So it's different. Eventually, things are a bit less chaotic when I get to Thursday, which is the next day I went to the gym, but it's still a bit much. So it's like here, what can I critique on my form? Besides maybe seeing my heel, but at this point, I have to accept that, especially me being a beginner, that might just be something I have to keep track of. It's not like an inevitable something I'm getting rid of, but what can I do? And so my training plan in my head does include a couple of 500-meter sprints and then just longer sessions. Maybe some on the same day, maybe not. But I think when I'm doing the 500-meter, that's going to be easy for me to really critique my form. Or not critique my form, excuse me. It's going to be better for me to maybe record at regular speed as opposed to time lapse. Longer ones will be at time lapse, so. And so Thursday, I'm back at the Ski Erg again. You can see the difference. This is 4x. Still kind of the same angle. Maybe eventually I'll have to get I know I do, a tripod of some kind, some type of thing to prop up the phone to record. But till then, we're recording the same camera angle in the corner of the gym, unless I use the machine next to it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm really trying to focus on my form, but you can see here that I'm not necessarily doing the most throughout. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm just going to use my arms. Sometimes I'm like, no, we're skiing. We're going to squat. We're skiing. And I think that's totally fine. I'm really just trying to get comfortable with using the machine and figuring out what I feel comfortable doing mechanically. So, yeah, I do like the Ski Erg a whole lot. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just try and hang. And I hung for 8 seconds, and I saw some Instagrammer that was like, if you can do 10 seconds, you can do X, Y, and Z. So I guess I have to shoot for hanging longer. I know a lot of it is just me. I had calluses on my hands, and I'm a pretty princess. I don't like calluses. I don't like working with calluses, but weight training, what can I do? I have to deal with it. I was doing a lot of isometric holds. My goal is to be able to just hold things isometrically for long periods of time, heavier weights. And so we will be building up to that. But I feel like if I feel the pain in a muscle group or something, it's working no matter what I'm doing, because that's just movement. That's just mechanics of movement, period. So I was taking my little breaks in between, and then I was trying different holds because, different angles. We can't just do the same couple of holds in the same angles every time. We got to keep it dynamic. And it's kind of annoying because I'm looking up at the clock, but also like that hurts my neck. I'm trying to hold a pose. But again, what can I do? Because I don't necessarily want to be setting the timer on my phone all the time. So that's just me hanging around the gym doing weights. I think what I really am going to keep doing every time I go to the gym, however, are shoulder shrugs. But and my breaks, the holding, using the weights to help roll out my arms to try and stretch further and deeper. But yeah, I'm trying to hold my nieces and nephews in random positions, and they're heavy, and they're only growing. So I got to get stronger in that sense, right? And again, like I said, we're rolling out. We're trying to stretch forward and roll our arms out. And then I in the same hit area at the crunch. They have a rowing machine, so I'm probably going to be in this hit area a whole lot. I want to say I did just a 500-meter here. I don't really remember, but again, this is me rowing at 4x, so it's easier to see my form. Am I? I feel like I'm not necessarily pulling before I extend, but maybe 4x is too fast. I do have to just try and record myself rowing at like at regular speed, so I can see my form and get better. I say watching a lot of rowing videos on YouTube, and I know you're supposed to extend and then pull arms, body. Was it legs, body, arms, reverse? Taking my breathing break. I'm also menstruating, so my gut looks extra bloated, but I'm okay because I still look good overall in my mind. So we finished out with the third set or third round of shoulder shrugs because I had started my first exercise when I got to the gym on Thursday was shoulder shrugs. I did something else. I came back to some more shoulder shrugs. I did something else and I finished out with shoulder shrugs. I think the first way I did it was at 15. Then I did it at 22 and a half, I want to say. Then these are 27 and a half. And I was doing, I want to say like maybe either total or 16 reps, and I did 4 sets of that at the 15. Then I did 4 sets of 12, I think, at the 22 and a half. And then here I was doing 10 or 8. I want to say I went to 8 or 10. We can count it though. But I really enjoy shoulder shrugs. I feel like it's helping my posture. So, not too much on that. Don't come for me on that. But here are my times on the Ski Erg the first day, and then my rowing time, and then back to the Ski Erg the second day, and my rowing times. Thanks for watching. Bye.